You're listening to RazorCast, USA's hottest podcast, bringing you cutting-edge interviews from leading industry professionals.
Hello, everyone. This is Liz Harvey coming to you from our studios in New York City, where we are dedicated to bringing you top-quality advice from many of the leading expert professionals across the U.S. In today's episode, we are speaking with chiropractor Dr. Larry Arbeitman. Dr. Arbeitman earned a Bachelor of Science degree in Kinesiological Science from the University of Maryland at College Park and graduated magna cum laude from Logan College of Chiropractic in St. Louis, Missouri. Dr. Arbeitman is the founder of Upper Cervical Chiropractic of Monmouth, located in Marlborough, New Jersey, and has overseen more than 150,000 patient visits in nearly 12 years. He has become well respected within the profession, and most specifically the upper cervical specialty. He routinely trains, teaches, and lectures nationwide to colleagues, students, and the general public. He is currently an active board member for the QSM3 Upper Cervical Method. Today, he will highlight several of his key points from his book, The Gift of Hope, The Path to Healing Through Upper Cervical Care. Dr. Arbeitman is widely considered to be one of the top chiropractors in the country, and he is also a contributing member of our national network of industry professionals. Today, we're going to talk about a very important topic, my story, journey to becoming a chiropractor. Hello, Dr. Arbeitman. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm doing fantastic and excited to be here.
Well, thanks for joining me. So, why did you choose to study kinesiology at the University of Maryland?
You know, I grew up in a medical household. My mother was a registered nurse. I was being taught what a patella is at a very young age. And so I always knew that I was going to be working with the human body and health. And then being a athlete growing up and a high school athlete and having to deal with several sports injuries that put me into the healthcare system, I was just so attracted to helping people and attracted to the sciences that I thought this would be a natural fit.
And how did you decide to become a chiropractor after earning your bachelor's degree?
You know, that wasn't an easy decision. Some people just know what they want to be when they grow up, and there were a lot of people that I was going to school with that knew their direction, and I knew I wanted to work in the health sciences. I just didn't know which one, even in my senior year of undergraduate at University of Maryland. And I remember scheduling myself for some internships, and I worked in a hospital thinking maybe I want to become a medical doctor, and I did that for several months. And I worked in a physical therapy office, and I did that for several months. And then we had a friend of the family who was in chiropractic school down in Marietta, Georgia, and I was exploring these three professions. And when I look back on this now, and we flew down to Marietta to visit the Life University and speak with the chiropractors, and I put that against my internships that I was doing in the hospital and the physical therapy center. When I look back, the thing that attracted me most to chiropractic was they were just all so happy. They just loved what they did, and I didn't get that same feeling, and maybe it was just the hospital I was working in that day or the physical therapy office that I was working in, because I'm sure they're very happy too. But there was just an energy, a palpable energy that drew me to chiropractic, and I don't even think I knew at the time what I was going into, but it just felt right. And then I was attracted to the philosophy, the fact that you could help people without putting anything into the body or taking anything out of the body. And the deal was done, and my fate was sealed. I was going to become a chiropractor.
Great. So after finding chiropractic, how did you find the upper cervical specialty?
You know, we look back on our lives, and there's these certain pivotal moments, and I don't think we know we're in them until we get further down the road and we look back. And I remember being in chiropractic school, and I had this energy and enthusiasm for this philosophy and science of chiropractic. And I remember becoming a patient of my first trimester's philosophy instructor, and I was going to get this chiropractic care, and I was going to get well and be well, because I had played football in high school in the 90s. And back in the 90s, before all of this concussion awareness, we were actually taught to hit with our heads. Whoever had more scuffs on their helmet was the tough guy. And so all through college, my neck was never right. And I think this was affected affecting my immune system and my digestive system too. And I was in chiropractic school, and I was getting adjusted by my first trimester philosophy instructor, and I just wasn't getting the results that I was expecting to get or expecting to give one day as a chiropractor, and I was questioning my decision to become a chiropractor. In fact, I remember even calling home to mom and dad on a frequent basis saying, I think I made the wrong decision. I think I need to, make a change here, maybe change schools. And as I was going through this dilemma in my mind, I'm telling this story to a young lady in the hallway outside one of my classrooms, and she said, before you do anything drastic, go listen to this doctor speak on campus. His name is Russell Friedman. He's an upper cervical doctor, and I really didn't know much about it, but I was open, so I went. And what was interesting is Dr. Friedman didn't speak on that Wednesday night. He brought 6 of his patients who told these miraculous stories of their recovery through upper cervical care, and I was blown away that they would leave their lives to come speak on a campus with some students in a classroom in the middle of the week. And so I went as a patient, but being from New Jersey, I was skeptical. You need to prove it to me, And so right away I became a patient, and I knew after my first adjustment, just like I knew when I went to visit that school in my gut, that this was right. Now physically, for the first time, I felt right again. And I was attracted to the science and the methodology and the effectiveness of this technique. And I begged Dr. Friedman, who to this day is still my mentor. Now I sit on the board of the technique, but he's still my mentor. And I begged him, can I just shadow you? And I went every Tuesday for 3 years straight to study. And to this day, I still don't know that young lady in the hallway who shared this with me. And she still doesn't know how many thousands of lives she changed by speaking up and sharing upper cervical. So we're always telling our patients, don't keep this a secret. You never know how far-reaching something you say today will affect the lives of thousands tomorrow.
Okay, so how long have you been practicing in New Jersey, and why did you choose New Jersey?
It's one word. It's family. I'm a family guy, and I'm blessed to have a wonderful nuclear family, but a great extended family. And it just made sense to me after spending time 4 years in Maryland, 3 years in Georgia, 1 year in Missouri. I just missed it, and I love the people of New Jersey. And when I looked at upper cervical care and how my home state was being underserved, I think at the time there were only 4 or 5 upper cervical doctors in the state and none in the county, Monmouth County, that I grew up in. I said, I'm bringing this gift home. I'm going to be close to my family, and I'm going to bring it to the great people in New Jersey.
Awesome. So lastly, where do you see your journey as an upper cervical doctor going in the future?
Liz, we've been blessed to adjust over 150,000 office visits in my office in almost 12 years. And I don't know if that's a big number or a little number, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't think we're making a dent, and we're probably, helping more people than most chiropractic offices. And then I realized the way that we're going to help more people is to create more great upper cervical doctors. So that became my mission, and I've trained 7 associate doctors, and we've got 2 more coming in a few months. And I think that's where it goes. I think that I can only adjust so many people in a lifetime, but I can create many, many successful doctors that can then go on and adjust many, many people. So that's where I believe my role is going to go. Is I'll always have my hands on patients. I love taking care of people. People are suffering. They need help. We can help. But I think I'm going to help our communities the most by helping other doctors become successful.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Arbeitman. We know you're extremely busy, so I just want to thank you for your time and help today.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine. Thank you, Liz.
And for our listeners across the country, if you are interested in speaking with the doctor, please visit www.getwellnj.com or call 732-617-9355 to schedule an appointment. Consultations with Dr. Arbeitman are always complimentary. He has never charged anyone to sit down and have a consultation in order to discuss their health needs and whether or not upper cervical care may be right for them. And on behalf of our team, we want to thank you for listening, and we look forward to bringing you more top-quality content from our country's leading experts.
You've been listening to RazorCast, USA's hottest podcast. bringing you cutting-edge interviews from leading industry professionals.